going on, everybody? We are back with the season finale for
Euphoria.
Season 2, Episode 8. All my life, my heart has yearned for a thing I cannot name. We're both pretty sad.
I'm very heartbroken.
Same. And just so everyone knows who don't follow me on Twitter, we did a Euphoria finale bingo. I got bingo when Ash died. So that definitely screwed me, but this was an emotional episode that I think makes a lot of powerful things. And I don't know. I'm very depressed. Like, the second this episode ended, I was like, damn it, I don't want to do anything now.
I know, I just want to sit here.
And cry.
And mourn Ash.
Yeah, so I guess let's talk about this episode. We are going to leave that part, like more of that a little bit towards the end. But if you guys are new here, though, and you love talking movies and TV, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Because even though Euphoria is over, I have a ton more stuff coming up later this year. I'm sure probably you'll join me for some of that. And, of course, when Euphoria eventually comes back, we will be here to talk about it. Because Season 3 is announced. So let's talk about each character, kind of go from point A to point B. The one I want to talk about first is Nate and Cal. So obviously the last time we saw Nate, he was storming out, broke up with Cassie. Cassie went all crazy. But we were like, where is he going to go? And on my Euphoria bingo card, I thought he was going to bring the gun to the school. Mm-hmm. Now that didn't happen, but he did take the gun to Cal. And of course, Cal gets arrested. What were your thoughts on that? What were your thoughts on that whole entire discussion between Cal and Nate opening up about how his dad hurt him?
I think it was good for Nate.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helped him. I thought he was going to kill his dad.
Oh, same.
But I'm glad he didn't. Because,
mm-hmm.
you know, as much an asshole he is, I'm glad he didn't ruin his life.
Yeah, and that's the thing. As much as we hate Nate, if Nate would have killed his dad, it would have ruined his entire life. He would have gone to jail. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what his dad did or any... You look at the crime system, you look at the America we live in, he would have gone to jail. His life would have been done for. And for me, again, Nate is the character to hate, but also to feel bad for. And I'm very curious to see with what they do next season with him. Mm-hmm. Because the first season, we hate him. The second season plays around with the idea of, we hate you, but we understand you more. And for me, the third season, I feel like it's going to lift on that and maybe play a little bit more on us. Because the best thing I can always say about TV, and maybe you can agree with this, when they can make us like a villain and actually care about them, a TV did its great job. And there's so many villains like that I'm sure you've watched shows before. I'm sure all of you guys have watched shows before where a villain does something that we hate them for. Then like 2 seasons later, they do something and we're like, okay, we're kind of like... Stranger Things, Steve. We fucking hated Steve. And now he's my favorite character in Stranger Things. So I don't know, but Cal's done for, I think. I think there's nothing really more on the Cal storyline for me. Now it's just more progressing Nate. Mm-hmm. So moving forward, let's talk about what your biggest fist pumping moment of the entire episode was. Do you want to reenact what you did?
No.
She went like this. She's screaming. It was like a UFC fight for you and me. Mm-hmm. Because you and me are waiting. Because, of course, Cassie stomps down looking scary as shit. Fucking Rue's doing her face like... And she gets up on that stage, starts embarrassing her sister. Then their mom gets involved. And her mom's just the best.
I love the mom.
But it gets even better. Because you and me are just sitting there like, come on, Maddie. Get the fuck up there and beat this bitch's ass. And what happened? She took off her heels.
And she ran up there and slapped the fuck out of her.
Yep, and then they ran off, and then she slammed her head against the wall. And I did see on someone's bingo card that we saw on TikTok, they said BB finally talks, that was fine. She goes, go beat her ass. So I really dug that, and it was nice. Finally, Cassie gets her ass beat. And I guess talking about that moment, because we didn't see him for the rest of the episode, which, that's something I do want to talk about. I have issues. I think this season, or this episode should either been 20 minutes longer to really finish out everyone. It feels like so much things were rushed, or this season should have been 2 more episodes. Because...
Or at least 1 more.
Yeah, or maybe even one of the other episodes shouldn't have been... Because one of them did feel a little bit fillerish, but like... I really do feel like there was so much in this finale. And while they hit almost everything, I'd say, like, the only thing they really didn't touch... Kat, again, got nothing. I don't even know what they're going to do with that character next season. Obviously, there's stuff behind the scenes going on with that. We didn't find anything about Fez, but I get it. That's the cliffhanger. But, like, who else are we missing? Ollie. We didn't see anything else with Ollie's progression. Gia as well, her sister. So there's there's characters in there, and in general, I would have liked more moments. It felt like it was very like, we got to hit this, we have to hit this, we have to hit this, we have to hit this. If we don't, people are going to be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
But I still left, like, I left satisfied and depressed. But I don't know about you, like, did you feel like we should have had more?
Oh, definitely.
Like, more moment, like, especially Cassie and Maddie. I feel like that was a really important moment to have just a little bit more there.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously we know they probably fought more. But when they're sitting in that bathroom and Cassie's just, like, bleeding from the nose, crying, and Maddie's, you know, her foot's all fucked up, but it felt like for me there was something more to go right there. And I love how Cassie's like, it's funny, Nate broke up with me before I went on stage. And Maddie's like, it's the cycle all over again.
Right.
That's what fucking Nate would do to her. So do you think Cassie and Maddie end up being friends again? Do you think her and Nate?
I think if Cassie can leave Nate alone,
Mm-hmm.
her and Maddie can possibly be friends again. But I don't know.
I really think, I think her and Nate are done. And I will say this, if they continue that storyline...
I think the growth for Nate would be...
to
really leave Cassie alone.
And then I think the growth for Cassie is to just get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will be worried if they continue that, because then we're just continuing something with Maddie and Nate again. And while this storyline was frustrating and entertaining, I liked where it went overall, especially by the end. Like, thank God Maddie actually... When she slammed her head into the brick wall, that was fucking something. But
I'm still, like, the mom didn't even go check.
No,
on
the
them.
mom that was
she just sat back down and finished the play.
Exactly. So I don't know. That was great. And then just the entire play again. One, I don't know how they're funding this play because that was very expensive. But the thing I love about this whole entire play is the way that it edits and goes between what really happened and what's happening in the play, and reflecting to everyone in the audience, especially Rue.
Mm-hmm.
And Rue is kind of where Cassie got the bad impression. My favorite thing is what Fez said to Lexi. Sometimes people's feelings need to get hurt.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that we all need to look and live by. And I think Euphoria looks at that as we are kind of just in general, our society. Like, sometimes, yeah, that is true. Like, we really do need to, like, get our feelings hurt to kind of build ourselves back up to see how can we do better. Because if our feelings are getting hurt, 9 out of 10 times, it's probably something we did.
Definitely.
You know, so, or something we could control.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, you know, seeing Rue, and then I've seen Rue with Elliot, which that song Dominic sang.
Oh,
really
that was
good.
really good.
And that entire moment was really good. And
yeah.
obviously, Rue getting that final moment with Jules, like you said at
I'm
first.
glad where they left it off there.
And that's my thing. At first, I looked over to you and I was like, oh, do you think like they're going to reconnect, rekindle? And you said, no, that's it. Like, she doesn't want to fall back into that trap.
Mm-hmm.
Which when you said that and then she starts saying her last speech, I'm like, okay, that makes so much sense that like
I think everyone's finally growing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want them back together. I do not want Rue and Jules back together. I don't even want her with Elliot. I would rather Rue be single.
Oh, yeah.
And just focus on herself. But do you want to say what you said, that you started giving me a panic attack by the very end when Rue's walking out by herself?
That she was going to get kidnapped?
Yeah, because you and me have been theorizing that Lori, I think is the teacher's
mm-hmm.
name, was going to abduct her at one point in time. She's walking out by herself. It's like, no. Okay, it didn't happen. They're safe. Then we waited for an end credit scene because you never know with shows.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, speaking of Lori.
Mm-hmm. Which nothing was handled with that.
Right. But remember how Faye was saying that she killed Mouse?
Yeah.
What if that goes into the next? Because, like, they got arrested,
mm-hmm.
obviously.
But we don't know if they actually got committed or anything
but
of that.
what if Faye talks?
Yeah.
When she's with the cops? Like, what if she's like, well, I heard it was... Custer told me it was Lori. That teacher.
Because and we're going to talk... I want to finish up on Rue and Lexi real fast.
Yeah.
The play was great. And I love Lexi. I think a lot of people are going to say Zendaya deserves an Emmy nomination. I agree. So does Maude Apatow. She is, like, killed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Ethan technically killed it too. He should get an award. But but that moment when Rue and Lexi are talking, very emotional. And also what's emotional is our boy. We knew someone was going to die this episode. You're still depressed?
I'm so sorry.
We knew it was coming. The second he went in that room, I was like, there's no... And he started shooting. He wasn't coming out of that room alive.
Oh, of course not.
And
I just like poor Fez.
Poor Fez, and he probably gonna blame himself because he brought Ash into that business. Technically, even though the grandma technically started them, he was the one that brought Ash into that.
I mean, that's all they knew.
Yeah, and it sucks and it's sad because this is real stuff that happens. But for me, one of the things that I loved, well, in general, the whole entire episode opens up with that, and it's building up and building up. And shout out to Faye, shout out to Faye, man.
She redeemed her damn character.
She's so fucking annoying this entire season. And when she dropped the glass, I'm like, you stupid bitch. And then she gets down and she goes, and I'm like, and Fez knew right away. Mm-hmm. Fuck this guy. It's time for you to get out.
My thing is though, Fez reacts so slowly. Like, he could have like walked jumped and like freaking tackled Ash and like
told
stopped
Mouse get
him.
The fuck out.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, do you think the SWAT still would have stormed him if he had not killed Mouse? Or not Mouse, yes. Custard. Okay.
Yes.
No matter what, you think the SWAT was going in?
Yeah, they were listening the whole time, like...
But even if, like, they were like, just Custard, get the fuck out.
Yeah, they still would have went in.
Okay. Because I was curious to see if you thought that. I mean, no way scenario, we knew something bad was going to happen there. Custard dies by Ash in a very brutal way. And then Fez has to finish him, so he doesn't start fucking screaming on the phone. They throw the phone in there, cameras go up. Fucking Ash goes in the bathroom. Fez accidentally gets shot, which he didn't die. I would be pretty shocked if Angus Cloud's Fez died. But I think he's going to have to live with, what do I do now? You know, guarantee his convenience store's gone. That's being investigated. You know, like,
his grandma.
Well, that's the thing I was going to ask. So does Fez go to jail, you think, next season?
I want to say yes, but then again, I feel like Faye's going to speak up and say that it was the teacher. Mm-hmm. And then I think the teacher's going to go down, and then that's how Rue does not get abducted later on, but we'll see. But I don't know. The
other thing I'll probably put is I don't think if Fez will probably be in like a jail, like a holding cell, like starting out next season. But I also, you know what? He could go to jail for either knowing about the death, drugs, you know, any of the sort of assortment. It just depends on how they're going to write this, because realistically he should go to jail.
Oh, but then Custer's dead, so obviously he has to go to jail for it.
Yeah, but then, you know, they could just say, like, I don't know how they're going to explain it. I don't know what they're going to do, because if Fez is in jail, I mean, like, how is he going to really be in the show? But then it's an interesting perspective, because he's only 19 going to a fucking jail. So that's an interesting aspect to touch on that. Like a young kid, like not a young kid, but a young adult going to jail like that. So there's a lot of different elements in there, and we definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts, your theories, all those sorts of things. This is the finale. So overall, what would you give it out of 10? I guess the entire season. I would probably give the season a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a really strong season, but I do wish that there was maybe one more episode or one of the other episodes would have furthered the story along a little bit more. What about you?
I'll go 9.5.
9.5. Do you think it was better than the first? I think this was better than the first season.
Oh, 100%.
So I think the first one felt a lot of style over substance, where I feel like this one, which don't get me wrong, I still love the first season. This one felt more substance with the style, and it all mixing and intermixing. And I don't know, like this one touched me personally in certain areas, so I really liked it. I know you really liked it.
Loved it.
And that's it. So we'll probably see you guys back in 2024 when Euphoria Season 3 comes out.
They better not make me wait.
No, hell no. They better start getting that thing filmed this year. So who knows, guys? Thank you so much again for watching this again. Look out for tons of other movies and TV reviews coming soon. The Batman review coming tomorrow. Non-spoiler reviews. Look forward to that in the morning. So, of course, until next time, stay classy.